Hi everyone, welcome back. I've got another deck tech going here. Just thought I'd let everyone know that things have been going really good so far, and we've got the MTG Grinders name now. We've set up a new account for Magic Online, so up to you. If you look at the top left-hand corner of the page, you'll see that we've got an MTG Grinders name and account. So if you see us on Magic Online, feel free to add us as a buddy and challenge us to a game, see how we go. Now the new deck, as you noticed earlier on, I was going to play Jeskai Sidisi, but the deck's just too awkward to play online, and I had a few successes with it, but again, it's just too tricky to play online, and it takes up too much time, too many button clicks. I just didn't really like it, so I thought I'd get to a deck. Then I played at FNM for a couple of nights, and also had Trent actually played it at FNM, and also took it to Melbourne. Now this is a version that incorporates some of Trent's things and some of my own. Now originally, I didn't think about playing Dig Through Time, so I thought I'd take that off Trent and play a couple in the list. Now this is a 4-color, for those of you that don't know, it's a 4-color dredge deck basically, running on Commune and Set Wayfinder, Nyxweaver and Sidisi to fill up the graveyard, and then just bring it all back with Whip. Create heaps of tokens with Sidisi, and so on. It's pretty straightforward. Our main win conditions we have are Necropolis Fiend, we have Hornet Queen, we have Siege Rhino, and obviously Sidisi. Now, if anyone that hasn't played this kind of deck before, playing with Nyxweaver is just ridiculous. Like, the deck is actually a really core part of the whole engine, and what I've found is that it just gets everything you need. So if you're milling too many things that you realise you're milling too much, and you've got an Nyxweaver in play, his ability allows you to get back here, as you can see here. His ability allows you to get any card back from your graveyard to your hand at instant speed as well. So that's really quite important to have as an ability, especially if you happen to drop your Murderous Cuts into the graveyard, if you want to get back a Dig Through Time, if you really need to get something, or if you need that Whip, or if you just need to grab a Siege Rhino. Sometimes you just need that extra life swing. Okay. Now, having Whip, Whip's the core of the deck basically. Like, it's the key component you need. You always need to get a Whip. So having things like Commune here, Commune can actually get in the enchantment. So you can actually whip up the enchant. So get the Whip from your deck by searching with Commune, and you can also obviously just draw it naturally, of course. Now the mana base, we have 23 lands. Now I took some of this from Trent's again, and some of this from my own list, and had a look online as well and try to find some interesting things to build the mana base around. Now, at the moment, I don't have any mana confluences. However, I'm not the biggest fan. I know they get us all our colours, but I'm not the biggest fan of having them in general. Just because, for starters, they cost about 20 tickets online. But I just don't like what they do for the deck. I know they're another untapped land. It's just a personal preference. I just don't really like it. One good thing about the deck, playing just Opulent Palace and Sandstep Citadel, we don't have a lot of lands that come into play tapped, which is quite good. That means you can play our spells fairly frequently, and they obviously get our colours that we need. And we've got some pain lands here, we've got caves, a couple of Animal Wastes, and some Yavimaya Coast. We also have 4 fetch lands, 2 polluted deltas, 2 Windswept Heaths, a Urborg, a swamp, plains, an island, and 2 forests. Just because we want to be casting obviously a Caryatid or Wayfinder early on. Now, some decks that you've seen like this might have actually featured things like Courser of Krufix and Elvish Mystic. Now, I found that we don't really want to play those cards. Like, Courser doesn't do that much. We don't necessarily need to hit lands. We don't, Courser just really doesn't do a lot for the deck. In saying that, we do have some room to move if we want to explore that option. Nyxweaver, whilst I feel an integral part, is flexible. We can definitely look at that. And obviously we've got some things we can change in and out. Sidisi, Necropolis Fiend, they're all things that we can look at changing around just to explore different options with the deck. Okay, so you've got some good draws that you can get. You can just get the Nut Siege Rhino draw. And by the way, Magic Online works the same as real life. You draw 1, you draw 2. It's pretty much how it works in Magic Online. The same as real life with the Siege Rhino. So you can just get the aggro draw, or you can just get the really good mill draw and start going off and basically locking your opponent out. Now, if we move across to the sideboard, you'll see some interesting cards. Just things I want to try out with the deck first of all. So we've got 4 end hostilities. I really liked having the this kind of game plan against the Abzan aggro decks, and also just aggro decks in general. I really liked having the Wrath effects. And Banishing Light just helps get rid of it. It's sort of like I've got Utter End and Banishing Light, combination of both. Just because having it on turn 3 if you get it is obviously quite good, but having the options to get rid of pesky enchantments like a Whip or even Planeswalkers, things like that, is quite handy. I've got Despise currently because I don't have Thoughtseize. Basically, it's a concession to that. Despise still gets Planeswalkers and creatures, so it's still quite handy, and Planeswalkers are a big problem. Now, Resolute Archangel, I've seen some of these getting around in the more Reanimator type decks. This card is basically a concession to red burn decks. It can help you reset your life total if you can whip it into play. Drown in Sorrow, good for the token decks. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. Anything with small creatures. And Sagu Mauler, just an extra creature to bring in against the control decks. It's a fantastic card just to play on itself, but also bring it back to 6/6 trample hexproof guy, so it makes it pretty much guaranteed you're going to get him for 6 damage. So quite an effective card to have. Again, just wanted to try a few things out and see how the build goes. So I'm going to be running a few standard events with this, probably some 2-mans, probably a couple of 8-mans, and hopefully some daily events, and hopefully the deck can do us all proud, and we'll be able to see some positive results from it. I haven't seen too many of these kind of decks getting around online, and hopefully this one could make a bit of an impact. So if you've got any questions, by all means let me know, and if you've got any cards that I think we should try out, please don't be afraid to put it in the comments, and hopefully we can play some good Magic. Alright, thanks for joining me, and I'll get the games online soon. Thank you.